Hello, everybody. As you can see, I'm not in school today. I am somewhere else. As a matter of fact, I'm in the hospital as we speak. I have to have a little procedure done. A procedure is what they call a surgery when it's not you that they're operating on. So I'm getting a little procedure done. I know that I missed a week a little while ago. It was due to the same issue that I'm having now. And I was trying to make this wait until May or June. However, it just wasn't going to happen. Let me adjust this microphone so it's not falling down. It's just not going to happen. So it has to happen today. So what that means is I won't be here Monday. I won't be here Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. Mrs. Hoolander, wherever you are, I don't know what side you're on. Mrs. Hoolander, you are very much appreciated. Again, wherever you are, thank you so very much for agreeing to be my sub this week. Mrs. Hoolander will be here for the majority of the week. She may have to be gone for a little while here and there. But you will be blessed by Mrs. Hoolander's presence, her knowledge, her expertise, and her enthusiasm. It's contagious. So thank you very much. I'm counting on you to be who you normally are, which is respectful, enthusiastic, engaged young students. So please do yourselves and your families proud. This week is no different than any other week. You need to be on time, come with materials. Every day this week, you should bring your earphones, your headphones. You'll need those almost every day. And you should also bring your gray books as well as the other information and the other supplies you bring. Let me tell you what's going to happen this week. We're going to be studying the Civil War, and I have some notes here I want to let you know about. The Civil War happened from 1861 to 1865, as you well know by now. But we're going to be talking about the battles and the events and the people during the Great American Civil War. It's important that you do not miss any time this week. I have prepared a very, I think you're going to enjoy the week. This is what we were going to do even if I wasn't there. So it's going to be like I'm there anyway. So it's going to be just a regular, normal week, except Mrs. Hoolander will be guiding you and collecting your information and correcting you when she needs to make a correction to you. Today, first thing you're going to do after you turn this off is you're going to do a current event. You'll be watching channel1.com. Turn your current event into the tray, no different than any other day. After that, you'll have a computer, and whenever Mrs. Hoolander tells you to get the computers, you can do so. But you'll be using the computers, and you will be logging in to my website, tinyurl.com/tfreeze. What I've done is I've created a folder on the left-hand side. It says March, or the week of March 16th. Underneath that folder, there are 5 folders: one for Monday, one for Tuesday, one for Wednesday, one for Thursday, and one for Friday. Excuse me. You're going to look in all of those folders on those particular days. It will have links and instructions as to what you're to do each and every one of those days. You could do it all by yourself. Mrs. Hoolander will be here to help you, but you really aren't going to need her. Well, that's not true. You do need Mrs. Hoolander, but not to do most of your work. You need to bring your headphones and your gray books every day. Please do that. If I've already said that, I apologize. This is my 5th take doing this video. I hope this is the last one. But you need to bring your headphones and your gray books each and every day. There will be a resource for you. So after the current event, you'll be opening the computers. You'll be going to Monday. Monday has another video that you'll be watching. It's about 15 minutes long. It is what's called a show me. You'll be working through that. I would take notes while you're working through that, because when you get done, you're going to click on the Google Forms link or on the link underneath that you see, and you'll be filling in information and answering questions from that video that you just saw. So please take notes and pay attention. When you get done with that, that should take you to the end of the day. If you do finish early, good for you. Sit quietly and work on something else. If you do not finish, this becomes what we like to call homework. Tomorrow when you walk in the door, you again will be working with the computers, and you will be listening to a podcast that I have created. You'll be listening to the podcast, and you'll also be filling in some information again on Google Forms. Wednesday and Thursday brings you to the project portion of the week. On Wednesday and Thursday, you're going to be watching the movie Glory. Glory was a movie made in the 80s. It's based on a true story. It's pretty well done. It's a Hollywood movie. It has Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman, Matthew Broderick, for some of you that know who those folks are. This was a full-length feature film. It was originally rated R. I have found a version that has taken a lot of the bad language out. There still is some, and there's the N-word that's being used in the movie as well. The N-word is an offensive word that's not to be used in today's society by anybody, no matter who you are rather. It's an offensive word no matter who uses it. The word is used in the movie to try to add authenticity to the time period, because this would have been a word that was freely used by whites and by African Americans as well. When it was used by whites, it was a slur, a pejorative. It was not a nice word to use, which is why we don't use it today. If you're offended by that word, I do apologize. I'm offended by its use, and I apologize. But again, it's used to add authenticity. The bad language used in the movie, I apologize for as well. But once again, it's used to add authenticity to the movie. I don't think it's gratuitous, which means put in there just to shock you. I think it's used effectively. On Wednesday, you'll have to fill out a form after watching Glory. You may be able to do it while you're watching the movie. You can follow along on the Google Forms. Some of you may have to share a computer, depending on if all of the computers are up and running. If you need to share a computer, you may use your phones with prior permission from Mrs. Hoolander. You may use your phones with prior permission from Mrs. Hoolander to fill in the Google Forms. To listen to the podcast yesterday, Tuesday, you will not be able to do that because the podcasts are not available on the majority of your phones. You'll have to use the computer for that. Some of you may have to share. I apologize. It's just the way it is here at MISD. On Thursday, we'll be finishing up the movie, perhaps into Friday. Thursday, you'll also be working on a review that will be prepared, and you'll be taking an exam on Friday. I hope to be back Monday, the 23rd. I'm hoping against hope that I'll be back. I may not be back, and if that's the case, we'll go from there. However, hopefully I will be. Now listen, each day has its own information in those folders, and you should be able to get what you need from each day. However, I'm not making those folders live. In other words, you can't open them until the morning of that day. So, for example, today's folder, Monday, became accessible this morning. Tomorrow, Tuesday, will become accessible in the morning. Wednesday the same, Thursday the same, Friday the same, and so on and so forth. So you can't jump ahead. Everything needs to be done by the end of the week. When I get here on when I get back on Monday the 23rd, anything I don't have is going to be late. If, by the way, you have not turned in work from before spring break, please do that. I'm going to have Mrs. Freese collect it nightly and bring it home to me. I'm hoping to have it graded and up as soon as I possibly can, as soon as I feel physically able to actually do some work from home. Now, here's the other thing. You may want to check your grades if you didn't do it over spring break. I put a lot of grades in the grade book. I think I have everything graded. If something is missing, you're going to need to email me at my email address, which is on the bottom of the screen, todd.freeze@midlandisd.net. You may email me anytime during the week if you have questions or if you have you need information about something else. Again, it may not be till Wednesday or maybe even later until I get back to you. I don't know. Depends on how I feel and honestly how many drugs I'm having to use. So they're legal drugs. Don't worry. So anyway, that if you need to make something up, I'm going to try to be lenient and give you as much leadway as I possibly can. Thank you in advance for your hard work this week, for your respectfulness, and for your cooperation with Mrs. Hoolander. Thank you, Mrs. Hoolander, very much. I really, really, really appreciate you being here. I know it was a sacrifice, and I appreciate it. Let's see, one more thing. If I'm not back on Monday, it's not free time. You will have another week of computer-based work. So please, please, please do your best. I appreciate all of your support. Many of you have already emailed me and sent me a message. Thank you very much. I will try to communicate with you via Remind and or email. Have a great week. If you have questions, don't forget to email me. Thank you again, Mrs. Hoolander, and blessings to each and every one of you. Do your best.